Hi, Virgo. And so we've made it to the end of another year. Here we are, December 2019. And I want to ask you, because Virgos, we are so big on goals or wanting to set goals. One of the things that I really want to ask you is to not set your intentions. Don't have like a New Year's resolution kind of intention. I want you to set your goals, your priorities. Oh, look at that. It's our favorite card. All of the things that you really want to accomplish in 2020. But I also want you, as you're setting them, because we all know that you have the list, right? Like there's going to be a list. I want you to set them with the intention for my best and highest good. And then I want you to remember that as everything sort of progresses, because the things that you really want to accomplish in 2020 are very heart-centered. Like things, this isn't going to be surface level stuff. And so you want to get it right the first time. And by getting it right the first time, you don't want to have a whole bunch of lessons and detours along the way. Although, you know, sometimes that's nice to do, but I feel like that's what we did all through 2019. Like we learned the lesson and then we got the blessing. We learned the lesson and then we got the blessing. Well, Jupiter in Sagittarius was squaring all of the Virgo energy as it went through your transiting natal chart. It squared all of it. So if you have a lot of Virgo energy in 2019 might not have been about the blessings. 2019 might have been about the lessons and learning, especially with Saturn trining. I mean, it's like, seriously, if you're a Virgo that didn't learn any lessons in 2019, I want you to stand up because you're a unicorn. Seriously. And 2020, not only is it in a fellow earth sign, which we stand that earth sign, but it's also in a house for us that is for passion. And I don't want you to think, here's the thing, Virgo, is the reason why I want you to set all of your intentions and all of your goals and all of your expectations for yourself. Expectations, let's use that word lightly, Virgos. When a Virgo sets expectations on themselves, the rest of the world needs to watch out, because we can easily climb our asses into the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles with those expectations. Am I right? So and this is the thing, right? It's like, I have all these ideas and I have all these things and I have this amazing energy that's surrounding me now with Uranus and Taurus and switching things up and bringing a whole bunch of new stuff in. And, you know, Saturn and Pluto is going to be conjuncting in 2020 while Jupiter is there, right? So there are changes and missteps and directions that we're going to have to be navigating in 2020. You don't want to be in this state of mind. Let me show you. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, and this is the thing. It's like, you know that things will be easy breezy. We'll put it that way. Nine of Pentacles, you know, you're very intuitive. And if you don't think you're intuitive, you're playing yourself. The reason why you don't think you're intuitive right now is because you're sitting in the Eight of Swords. You're like, oh my God, my intuition, my inner, every answer that I ever thought that I had and was feeling really, really good about myself, I just shattered, because now I'm choosing to start thinking 3 steps ahead. And not only am I thinking 3 steps ahead of the game and not sitting in the present moment, but I'm thinking 3 steps ahead of the game. I'm also predicting expectation. I'm also predicting that it's not going to go well for me, because I think I know everything, because I've gone through every single scenario that I possibly can. All of these opportunities you brought onto yourself, and whether they're good opportunities or bad opportunities is beside the point. It's what lesson am I learning and how can I grow? You could be dealing with a Leo energy or a Pisces energy. But with the Strength card and the High Priestess here, I really feel like it's saying when you get into the Eight of Swords and then we have the Five of Pentacles right here, when you get in the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles state, the only thing that's going to save you right now is the strength of your intuition. But you have to admit it. Am I right? So, my biggest advice for us, and I'm including me in the mix here, I am no better or worse or whatever than the readings that I give you guys. This advice is also, I have so much Virgo in my chart. Are you kidding me? 2019 was full of many, many blessings, but oh man, did I learn some lessons. Oof. And they were the most beautiful lessons I could have ever learned. And I get to create from those lessons. And that's the beautiful thing. So you got to get out of the state of mind. You have to get out of the state of mind that, man, things were going really well and now they're not. Or things looked like they were really pretty and then all of a sudden. And now what do I do? Because I have all of these things that I really want to do and I don't know what my future looks like. So, oh my God, let me make up a whole bunch of illusions and scenarios in my mind to drive myself crazy because I don't have anything else better to do, please. Sister friends, brother friends. Let's see what this Knight of Pentacles is, because we know that this Knight of Pentacles was not just gifted without any work. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh. Thank you very much. The Hermit on the Nine of Pentacles. See? I mean, are you really a Virgo if you don't say the phrase in your mind because you're too humble to say it out loud, but you don't say the phrase in your mind, I told you so, at least once a day? Are you really a true Virgo? That's not even throwing shade. That's a congratulations. So why? I had some kale chips earlier. I really hope I don't have any in my teeth. If I do, oh man. See, now I want to pause the video and check. I have to. All right, let's see what card comes out for the Eight of Swords first. Oh, that's what it is. All right, give me 1 second. I can't go on. Hold on. I literally cannot believe that it took me 8 minutes to do that. To realize that. My Libra rising was screaming at me. Check your teeth, bitch. All right. I can act like this with you guys because you're my family. Virgos. Virgos unite. Two of Cups on the Eight of Swords. What's got you down, Virgo? What is this? It's like, and that's the thing. This is the thing. We are perfectly fine. Nobody realizes that a Virgo is a hopeless romantic deep down. And if any one of you says that I admitted that, I will deny. But that's the thing. It's like, we're going along, we're living life, everything is fine and dandy. We're building our empire. It's pretty, right? Things are looking really good for us. And bam, the trouble with love. And maybe this is relationships in general. Maybe you're like, what the F already? Might I remind you that Jupiter in Sagittarius for the last year was squaring everything Virgo in your natal chart in your 4th house of home and family and stability. So in relationships, that's a relationship house as well. There's more to it, but there are relationships involved in home and family, right? So there might still be that strain. And that's the thing though, is if this is paralyzing you, I know that you want this. I know that you want to be with somebody. I know that it is It's something you would never admit, right? No, I am the lone hermit. You would never admit it, right? It's okay. You can be strong and admit that you want to be with somebody at the same time. You can be independent and a free spirit and still admit that it'd be nice to share the company of somebody. You could do that. I promise you, the world will not implode if you admit that. And I also feel like this is probably a lot of you moving into a time where maybe you feel stronger without being in a relationship. Or maybe you're recognizing that you don't need a relationship to feel strong. Because we can get very codependent sometimes. When somebody decides that they want to take care of us just as much as we take care of them, it's easy to slip into codependency because a Virgo will take care of you hard. So if you find somebody that is of that equal resonance, that equal frequency as you, which is very, rare sometimes, it's easy to slip into that. So then you think you've lost your identity and you haven't. Now, I'm curious with the High Priestess and the Five of Pentacles. I do feel like there's a Leo energy that's sort of easing your mind, I want to say. I feel like you may have a Leo energy. And this may be something, maybe you're just concerned about the Leo energy. Maybe you're worried about how easy it is. Virgos will find anything to be worried about. If a relationship feels too easy, we'll be like, oh my God, what's wrong? When will the shoe drop? When is the sky going to fall? And then we try and predict it by patterns, right? Because we know patterns more than anybody, and yet we still decide that we're going to stay in the same ones over and over and over again. I don't have an answer to that one. I don't know why. But intuitively, you already know that you're not going to be alone forever. Intuitively, you know that there is somebody else out there for you. And you also have to allow yourself to be patient, which a Virgo can be extremely patient, except with themselves. We are extremely impatient with ourselves. Everybody else, oh, sure. And you know what? If your idea of the Ten of Pentacles doesn't change real fast, you're going to be sitting in misery for a bit. So you've connected with a fire sign, possibly a Pisces with a lot of fire in their chart, or a fire sign with Pisces in their chart. Or you've connected with it could be a Leo, the Leo Pisces exchange, right? Part of me wants to say that your idea of the Ten of Pentacles has changed so dramatically that the eagerness to be in it has grown. And that's where the Five of Pentacles is coming from. You want to be in the Ten of Pentacles state now. And here's the thing with Sagittarius, with Jupiter leaving Sagittarius and moving into your fifth house, passionate projects, love, passionate love. And all of your Virgo energy will be trining Jupiter this time. It'll also be trining Uranus, and there are other things that are going to be happening because it's also, with Saturn and Pluto conjuncting, and I'll go through a really big thing about that, but there are going to be big changes, and a lot of them are going to be karmic, and a lot of them are going to be for the long haul. And so we have to really be prepared, and you have to also leave yourself open to all opportunities for your best and highest good. That's why I want you to set your intentions that way. Where's the confusion? Are you confused about the person? Are you confused about the energy? Are you confused about what the energy means to you? because I feel like it's not just one thing. I feel like it's a broad scope of a whole bunch of stuff. And it's possible that it came in so fast, 8 of Wands, that it stirred up a lot of energy for you. And now you're sort of sitting back and wondering and questioning what it might be. What does this mean for you? And it also could have been such a shock that you don't really want to acknowledge it too. So, yeah, you don't want to don't rush the process. And that might be what is, what has you up in your head is now you're trying to question, like, you're trying to find answers. You're trying to find, like, what is this? Why is this? When, why did it happen now? Why is it coming in now of all times? I don't really need to have this in my life right now. But at the same time, you want to, like, rush in and tackle it and keep it for yourself and, like, keep it all safe and sound. Except rushing in and tackling it isn't keeping it safe and sound. You could probably get it hurt even more, right? This could also be a Gemini that has some pretty strong words for you too. I feel like the communication is going to be all over the place for you in December. I think that some things are going to be misunderstood. And so I want you to be clear as possible, as clear as possible. You can't control everything. I also have an Aries energy that's not doing so well. You might want to check on them. If you have an Aries in your life, they're coming up with the 10 of Swords. So make sure you're checking on the Aries energy. Also, if you try and control things, you're going to end up in a 9 of Swords state of mind. Don't slip from the 8 of Swords to the 9 of Swords. Let's just let things organically happen. If you're falling in love, Virgo, I'm just going to say this once. If you're falling in love and it feels good and it feels right, don't question it, because you're going to question it to death, because that's what we do. If you're falling in love and it feels rushed and it feels tense and it feels like you can't live without the person and it feels like you are losing your mind and you can't think straight and all of that, that's toxic energy. So if you're questioning, is this right for me or is this not right? If you're one of the Virgos that's met somebody and you were doing perfectly fine on your own and you're like, is this right for me? Is it not right for me? You know the energy, Virgo. And I don't want you to be in such an illusion state of mind, like, oh my gosh, this is a really strong connection, or oh my gosh, whatever. I don't want you to be in that kind of illusion where you talk yourself into it being good, right? If it's a toxic energy, it doesn't sit right. Your stomach is the energy where your stomach is in knots and you can't think straight and all you're doing is thinking about that person and all you want to do is talk to them and you feel like you miss them even though you've never you like either never met them or whatever, but you've connected with them. If that is the energy that you're feeling, that's actually a negative reaction from your body. And it's kind of like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. This is not good. This is not good. But if it feels easy, if it feels like you can just sort of, like you've been friends forever and, you don't have to like censor yourself when you're talking, if you have a romantic connection that's also like very much like a friend, don't question it. Okay? Because I feel like that's the biggest thing for you is questioning the relationship aspect. And some of you are probably wondering, am I ever going to be in love? Am I ever going to be with somebody? You know what? I am not a person that says, never say, I'm a person that says never say never. I feel like when we try and convince ourselves that we're supposed to be, and this is actually a lesson that somebody else taught me this year, when we try and convince ourselves that we're supposed to be alone, or when and Virgos are really good at this, I'm better off alone, I'm better off alone, maybe I'm just better off alone. There's something about you that you're running away from. If you can't admit that you're like, the reason why I'm not in a relationship is because I just think I'm better off with other people not being in my space or something like that. It's like It's like being too comfortable with being alone, right? I mean, the hermit loves to be alone, but the hermit's also the wise teacher, so he is around people. You just have to find a person that vibes on your frequency, you know? And maybe some people are just better off alone, and that's okay too. I don't feel like work is really, I know that some of you really want to know about work. I don't feel like it's really punctuated this month. I don't feel like there's this big exclamation mark on work for you guys. I think it's actually doing better than you think it is, because we've got the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles down here, and you work so hard to get to where you are. Um, and do everything the way that it's supposed to, right? Eight of Pentacles, this is the Sun in Virgo. Try not to skip the steps, because when you skip the steps, then you have to go backwards and use extra energy to fix whatever you skipped, right? Like, don't do that to yourself. Just do everything the way that it's supposed to go and flow with the energy. More than anything, Virgo, please take care of yourself this holiday season. Maybe even get yourself a nice little gift, like buy a potted plant or something for yourself to kind of like brighten up your world a little, okay? Um, the 2020, it's not going to be the easiest of energy years, but it's going to be really, really amazingly blessed. So let's just be really, really grateful for where we are right now and allow ourselves to see the future in a bigger and brighter way, you know? Don't worry about it so much. I know, like I said that and I realized the words that were coming out of my mouth. I love you guys. If you do want to get a reading with me, they're on sale. The jewelry, you guys, the jewelry is amazing. The rings, they're so lightweight. Hypoallergenic silver. This is jade green onyx. The rings are on sale. The necklace is on sale. If you want to get a Christmas present for yourself, this is so grounding. And it's so amazing for the heart chakra energy. So, and green is, I love green. I mean, I love it. So, yeah, the 30-minute reading is on sale as well. And check out my daily readings. Check out the weekly meditations that we're doing. There's so much wonderful energy that we're putting out there in the world. Come be a part of it. All of my information is in the description box. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful holiday season, and thanks for being patient with me. Bye, guys.